Welcome back to the fourth episode, I think, of Randomized Insights. And as a start for this one, I think I'm gonna have to apologize for what is about to happen for probably the next few episodes. Because as I established last time, I'm gonna start talking about the Odyssey, which is definitely what the name of the next couple of episodes is gonna be. The Odyssey of moving from Germany to Italy, and everything that went down during that time period. And I'm already gonna have to apologize for, Jesus Christ, for the amounts of times I am probably gonna lose where I was. Because, as you already noticed, the seed isn't really easy this time. So it's an extra challenge, but I'm gonna try nonetheless. I'm gonna try to keep it together and fill you guys in to this process, which was way more difficult than anticipated. But yeah, because I'm gonna talk about this mainly over the next few episodes, all episodes that are titled with the Odyssey Part 1, Part 2, whatever, I'm probably not gonna give some particular insight on what I'm working at the moment. Because as I said the last episode, I'm kind of buying myself some time for some bigger projects through pre-recording a few of these episodes. Only a few, only until I'm done with the topic of moving. But yeah, it's gonna buy myself some time in which I can work on something else, and I wanted to talk about this story anyway. So yeah, don't expect too much channel or Patreon or RedRaven Dreams information. It's just gonna be me being annihilated in Dark Souls, and meanwhile talking about how I was annihilated in real life. Okay, now that we talked about that, let's get right into it. I'm gonna go down again. Am I gonna go down again? I honestly don't really know where to go now. Because the boss upstairs isn't really reachable. Did we get any new keys? I don't think so. No. Okay. I would say we're just gonna explore, I guess. We could go back down to Blight Town. We're better equipped now. I think we have a good chance. Maybe we can fight a boss over there. But now, let's get right to it. It all began a few months ago. Actually it didn't. Okay, it's already wrong, because the ultimate decision of moving to another country still wasn't actually that long ago, because you would think that this, you know, would be planned a long time ago or something. I mean, technically it is, because since I can remember, I wanted to leave Germany. I never really was happy living in Germany. That's not to say that it's all bad. I know a lot of people there, obviously, because I got raised there. I have friends there, and some enjoy it. I don't. For me, personally, it just wasn't the place to live. And there are a lot of things I do criticize or especially about the society of Germany. Especially when it comes to people who are not, you know, pre-built for their system and how Germany likes to do things. Like me, for instance. Which was also the reason why I never really felt comfortable living there. Because, sadly, even if it used to be different, Like way back. I'm also somewhat of a person who is somewhat interested in history. If you know a little about Germany, you may know that it actually used to be quite well populated with artists, and also more open to the concept of artists. But these days, yeah, well, let's just say it's more of an industrial country, which is nothing I can work with, and apparently it can't work with me. So just so you have some background in why I personally have such a big, such a bad relationship with the country in general. I do not want to talk overall ill about it. If I do, it's my personal experience. But yeah. So I always had a reason to leave the country. And I told people for a long time that if I have the opportunity to do so, I will. However, in the first episode, I think I also mentioned that I'm actually half English. So my dad is from England, and I also spend a lot of time there, and I also have the double citizenship, or whatever you want to call it. So I used to have a passport, and I looked it up. I should be able to get a new one any time, but it's expensive and it's a lot of work, and I'm lazy, so no. But yeah, so you might think, okay, why not go to England? Well, if you have a look at the current situation of the UK in general, well, you might not be asking yourself that question. Because it's pretty bad at the moment. I hope it will get better, because I actually like the country way more than Germany. They have a lot of similarities, but they also differ in many ways. But yeah, like first Brexit and the shit that's going on right now doesn't really make the UK in general a great place to be. So yeah, that wasn't really an option. And since things got quite bad, like both my girlfriend and I, we had to deal with a lot of, depression and things like that. Obviously ADHD, which I also mentioned, was a factor, which we only recently got diagnosed with, because it's an incredibly complicated process in Germany, because Germany doesn't really have the means to actively support people with mental situations or issues. I mean, ADHD isn't really an issue, to be honest, but things resulting of it are. And still, stuff like ADHD has to be diagnosed by someone who's, who's qualified to do so. And these people are rare in this country, and there are so many people with issues that there isn't really, enough people to deal with that kind of issue. So things got worse and worse and worse. So ultimately, I think a year ago, we decided, no, we're just constantly unhappy with the way we have to work, with the way things are done. In Germany, there's also an issue of the pricing of just basic living situations, like having or renting a flat or a house. That's almost impossible for younger people. I mean, not even younger people, but people in general. People who kind of earn a standard amount of money. It's just unthinkable to actually even rent a flat and don't have money issues, which is pretty bad. So yeah, obviously it's worse if you already struggle with normal jobs because you want to be artistic in nature and also with your work, and that's always difficult in the beginning. I mean, don't get me wrong, the current century offers so many opportunities for artists, especially young ones, that you couldn't think of back in the day. I mean, just the very platform you're on right now, if you're listening to this, YouTube is so big. Things like any social media, basically, like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, whether you like it or not, for artists, this is a revelation that they never saw before, you know, because, I mean, if you're somewhat educated in the... Oh, fuck off. This guy. Why does this guy have to be here? If you're somewhat educated in the way of artists of older times, most of them died before anyone realized that what they did was actually good, you know, and worth something. But I don't want to go too far into history in detail. I'm talking about now. So overall, we were unhappy, and I think I established somewhat why. So what we did is we looked at our options, and since my girlfriend Lily is half Italian and we had a contact, which I'm not going to go into detail about, but we have someone who provided a temporary option of living, like a place we could go, and so we did. So basically for half a year, I think, we did everything we could to realize that, because that was already a big commitment, because it's not easy when you don't have much money in the first place. For all of the people who never had to deal with these kinds of difficulties, it's really not easy to get all your stuff from one country to another if you don't have much money. That's a real big problem. So we had a lot of plans, most of them weren't realistic, and ultimately we couldn't have done it without the help of Lily's family. But yeah, shit. Okay. This is gonna happen a lot for over the next few episodes, because I'm gonna try and focus on talking now again. But yeah, I hope that we still can manage to do something. I mean, it was a joint effort, of course, but we had some help. But ultimately, I think the entire move was, you know, dealt with by 4 people, including us 2. And yeah, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened. We actually, I mean, we tried to prepare a budget, you know, we tried to prepare somewhat of a saving amount of money for the time we, first of all, won't be able to work because of the move, and then the time afterwards when we're trying to become self-employed, right? Which is also obviously a time in which money is gonna be an issue. But we knew that, and it was a risk we were, and still are, willing to take, considering we're still dealing with that situation. And I already think it was worth it, even though it's still a long way ahead. But yeah, in any way, we did obviously think about it, and we tried to prepare. And let's just say already that none of our preparations were enough. Because I think without the help of family and people who, luckily for us, are very kind to us and very helpful, who helped us both financially and actively, with active help during the move. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible, and I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, overall, the ultimate idea was that we would rent a big a trailer, basically for one car, and then the second car is for the other two people. Basically, we're gonna put everything we got in those two vehicles, and then we're gonna drive there, because hiring a company for this move would have been far too expensive, and renting a bigger vehicle or sending it, first of all, a lot of stuff we had was necessary for our self-employment, so we didn't feel comfortable to send it by, you know, postal services, or by a flight or something. For instance, my PC or her PC, or, you know, things like that, sensitive stuff like that. So early on we knew, okay, we're gonna have to drive there somehow. But renting, you know, a bigger car, or like a semi truck or something, that also was just too expensive. So we had to deal with cars that were available. Some of them were family, one of which is a very old one, which is now technically ours, if it would still work. But I'm gonna get to that. Come on! We almost had him. Never mind. We got time. That's why I chose this as a project, because it's gonna be a lot of episodes. We're stuck now, you and I. You chose this. You clicked on the video. And once you did, there's no turning back. Okay, jokes aside, yeah. See, that's what I meant. Oh, I lost it. Oh yeah, it was about the vehicles. Okay, so basically that was the idea. Fast forward to another issue we had, which was obviously we couldn't afford a place to store all of our stuff in the meantime, so we could renovate the old flat, so we could hand it over to our landlord again. No, all of this had to be perfect in one day. Like, obviously we had time to prepare, you know, take everything apart, our furniture, and, you know, prepare our boxes with our stuff. But ultimately we had to have everything ready, and within a few days renovate the entire flat, because obviously beforehand we had to still live in it, so we had to use the kitchen, the bathroom, and everything. We could start painting a little bit earlier, but also not early enough. And yeah, if you have the opportunity, it's obviously always better to kind of relocate everything and also live in another space while the old one is being renovated. But we just didn't have that luxury. So everything had to be perfect in a matter of 1 week, and nothing went perfectly. So ultimately the disaster began that very day, when during the day which was the set date for handing over the keys and therefore the flat back to our landlord. And obviously on that very day he has to check if everything is good, you know. We painted the walls, we made sure nothing's broken or leaking, or, you know, everything's clean, these sorts of things. And yeah, let's just say this day already started with us not being ready And the landlord already came along, so we had to kind of force him to wait a little longer while rushing up and down, taking the last few things. I was cleaning the last few things in the kitchen and all of this. It was a disaster. But he was happy, and we tried our best, and the flat looked good afterwards. It was already a few hours late to our schedule, because obviously that very day we already had to start driving. And according to plan, it would have taken us... I mean, if you Google it, you know, the distance we had to travel would have taken us about 3 days, right? If you would continuously drive. So obviously we knew, okay, that's not going to be accurate. We're going to have to sleep in between. We definitely calculated with 4 days at least, possibly 5, maybe even 6. Okay, I'm already go and say ultimately I think it was 11. So almost an entire week basically living on the road. Yeah, well, but the details are gonna explain why it came to that. Because, oh boy, there was a lot of stuff that happened. But yeah, that very day, as I just said, we were already late on schedule. But we wanted to make it, I think, to at least the border. So basically I used to live at the very center of Germany. And for the first day, the plan was to get at least until the border, or near the border to Austria. Yeah, that wasn't even close. I think we made a few, maybe half the distance. So a few, I think 100 or 200 kilometers or something, until we had to take the first break, and which was already not planned, because we would have had a place to sleep at our original goal, but we didn't arrive there in time. So obviously we had to search for an alternative, and the alternative, of course, was a hotel, which is expensive, which already takes away some of that money which was planned, you know. And it's like the Joker says, these schemers, they want it all to go according to plan. But once one tiny little detail of the plan wasn't calculated, everyone loses their minds. Yeah. I mean, we didn't then, because obviously we anticipated that there would be things like that going wrong. We didn't anticipate how many things went wrong, though. But yeah, it started like that already. So afterwards, we spent a night at a hotel, and then we continued driving. And I think that was the distance between the last few hundred kilometers of Germany to Austria, which were that was the distance in which very little happened. So the best distance. But that's very little, as one can tell, because right now we're actually, as I said, we're in Sicily, so all the way down. The lowest part you can get when you're talking about Italy. And hey guys, we made it to a bonfire. How awesome is that? But yeah, I think in Austria, that's when things started to really, you know, become somewhat of an issue. Because first of all, during the distance we traveled, we noticed one thing, which is we had a weight issue because the trailer we rented, or at least the people we rent. Oh no! Are you kidding? Are you kidding? One of the 4 kings, or the more than 4 kings. I have a déjà vu. I had this situation before with the randomizer. This is not good. Hi there. How much damage do we do? Oh no 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 no. Already? Oh. Yeah, a lot. Okay, let's just first loot the chests over there. I can't deal with you right now. Yeah, so we realized that the people who rented us the trailer, they gave us a wrong amount of weight. So the trailer was actually weighing more than they said it would. And there's a maximum amount of weight you can drive with a standard driver's license. At least in Europe. I don't know how it is somewhere else, but yeah. And so that was an issue because technically that was illegal, because obviously since the trailer itself was heavier, everything was heavier, and all of it combined was heavier than the allowed amount, which was a problem. So we already started to panic. We're like, oh Jesus Christ, what are we gonna do? Where the hell are we gonna get another trailer from, which we are allowed to drive, and which has enough, which is small enough, because you have to imagine, one of the parties involved in this move, they had to return. They would not stay in Italy. They came with us, and then they would have to return everything, including the trailer. So that meant whatever trailer we needed would have to fit into the other trailer. Now, try to just quickly, within one day, get a second trailer that meets this very specific requirement, while simultaneously being the right kind of trailer, so we are actually allowed to drive it, and it has to, you know, carry enough so we can balance the weight issue out, so it's legal again. And yeah, as you can tell, that already took an entire day. We actually managed, which already you could consider lucky if you believe in luck. That we actually did manage within one day to find that very specific trailer. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go for it. Because fuck this shit, I'm out. Not gonna fight you again. Oh boy. Okay, that's garbage. But yeah, that was big issue number 1, which already lengthened our trip by an entire day. And all of this happened during the travel between the last bit of Germany and the first bit of no, not you. First bit of Austria. And as I established, that was the good part. That was the easy part, right? So, yeah, it's gonna get worse. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Because once we arrived, I think we already... I think, I'm not sure about that anymore, but I think we actually also needed to take another break before actually arriving in Austria, which was the second planned place to just take a break, you know, spend a night and move on, because we had to there's also an additional part of family that was located over there, and they also agreed to help out, so we had to gather them up and continue on. But I think I think back then we spent an entire day relocating. So yes, I admit it. For a short while. Okay, let's just take this in for a moment. Who is it? Okay, so far I have no idea. What the fuck are you? I can't tell. I'm gonna be very surprised right now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, no boobs, that's sad, but yeah. 1, and go. Ah, that's actually quite good. I think we can beat you. That's for now. Oh well. Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the boss fight for a moment. Because maybe we're finally able to actually face and beat one. And if so, we actually made some big progress because we were able to ring one of 2 bells. Ooh, lucky. But a little bit of luck is necessary. Alright. I actually don't know if I was focusing on the right leg. I think. Right. No! No, 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 no. Please survive, please survive. Oh, yes. Nice. Okay. 2 sip. And go. Okay, right leg. I don't even know if it's gonna help us at all. If he falls down. Because obviously here he can't fall down to his death. Maybe we can do some damage. No! Oh boy. That was weird. Stop with your grabby hands! Would ya? Ow! Guessing that's a no. I want to grab ya with my big grabby hands. I actually think that's the first time ever you're in a location which you actually fit in, even though No! That was stupid. Greedy. I think every time I fought this guy, he was... Come on. Try to hit me. He was located... Oh no. Ow. He was located in some place which was far too tiny. Even though I always choose the option of only where they fit, goddammit. But I'm not really sure how the mod designer defined the word fitting. At least he's not grabbing. Can we... Oh no. Can we at some point get to the place where you're actually falling down? Ow. Guessing again, that's a no. I like your responsiveness to my questions. Let me heal. Thank you. Come on. Don't be greedy. No grabby hands. Saw that. Oh, Jesus. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. No grabby hands. Come on, guys. You almost got it. No grabby hands. We beat the Iron Golem. First one that counts, I would say. Because the Asylum is the Asylum. And I did choose the option of Easy Asylum. Because it's always a pain in the ass. Imagine we had Nido in the Asylum. That would have been a pain in the ass. But now we actively beat a boss. And that counts. So we made some big progress because now we can finally ring the first bell of awakening. Was it called a ring of bell of awakening? I think so. Bing bong. Satisfaction. Nice! Progress! Yeah. And I think that I even somewhat understandably talked about the story of moving. So far, at least. I mean, there's still a long way to go. Because we only made it to Austria thus far. And we're not even done with all the things that went wrong immediately after we departed again, so yeah. Which I can oh wait, okay, I'm gonna go into it in a moment. Because I need more strength. Give me that strength. What? Ah, yes. The lava. Obviously, there weren't minotaurs in there, so they immediately died. Ah, yes. Randomizer gives, and take it away. Alright. Let's just have a quick look at the guys behind the curtains. It's not a curtain, it's an invisible wall, but kind of feels like the guy behind the curtain. Hello!
Oh dear.
Yes. Yes, I don't have eggs. Now piss off. Gonna have a look at what you have to offer, and then kill you. Okay, doke. So. Hello.
What is it?
What is it? Wait, couldn't I? Oh no, I couldn't.
Go along and meet our fair lady.
Yeah, about that. Oh, wait, she's a firekeeper, isn't she? You know what? I'm gonna leave her alive for now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave her alive for now. I don't know why. It's just my gut feeling telling me stuff. But yeah. Okay, so how are we looking at stats? We have a strength value of 26, which is fine for now. Which makes our weapon almost... I mean, yeah, okay. Just above a damage value of 200, which is okay, I guess. Right. To be honest, I didn't really think about where to next. I mean, technically we would need to ring the second bell, which is kind of an issue as we established. So I'm still in the process of thinking about what a plan is. I mean, what we could do is, since we're here already, we could just have a look at what kind of boss is located right here. Whether Ceaseless Discharge or something was his name, I think. Do I want to... I mean, since it's possible that we're gonna use that humanity instantly, I'm just gonna reverse hollowing real quick and kindle that one. Because it's gonna help in any case. Yes. There we go. Because since I'm using humanity as Estus flasks, it would be kind of wasted if I'm losing the already active humanity points, or however you want to call that. Okay, so yeah, I don't really have to do anything here. Sorry, I was lost in thought right there. Okay, so I think we're just gonna have a look at what's over there. What kind of boss? Hello. Please ignore me. I am just gonna go over here. I'm not gonna bother you. At least not now. Then we're just gonna have a look. Maybe we're already able to drop the lava down there. Which would be good, because in that case we could already do some good looting. Maybe even more leveling. Which would help us as a preparation for the second bell. So, okay, maybe start with Estus before using humanity. That would be an idea, wouldn't it? Alright, I hope you excuse the fact that I'm not continuing the story when I'm about to face the second boss as well. Of course. Because why should it be, I don't know, like a gargoyle or a minotaur, anything that's somewhat easy? Why the hell should it be like that? Of course, it's the end boss, the second one. I activated the option of if someone is replaced with Quinn, there is another 60% chance that it is randomized again. Still, that's the second one we faced so far. And I can't really counter, and I don't know if I'm still capable of doing so. You're quite docile at the moment, aren't you? Oh, please be broken. That would be so great. Looking good so far, but I'm not gonna jinx it. Come on. Randomizer gives it. Randomizer takes it. In this case, please let it be a give. Please let it be a give. Die. I have the high ground. Yeah, okay, I can't really say that wasn't, you know, that wasn't really skill. Well, I'm gonna admit it. I'm gonna admit that was pretty lucky. But, again, this project is not about skill. I said that right in the beginning, so no one can say anything. Okay. That's good. That's good. More progress. So what did we actually get over there? I think I saw the Wolverine Claw. I know it's not called Wolverine Claw, but it's a Wolverine Claw. That one, I think. Yeah, that's bullshit. Ooh, I didn't notice that one either. I don't really like it, to be honest. I'm still preferring the hammer. Like the demon hammer. Well, whatever. I don't complain about having stuff. 21,000 souls. That is nuts. Pushing the strength. I also don't really remember. Do we need half? Yeah, but you still have the penalty, don't you? You still have the penalty of the scaling. So I think we actually need 50 strength to wield the hammer. Also, we're gonna need some more endurance, because otherwise we're only gonna be able to carry the hammer and not the armor. Which is an issue, because I do like myself some armor. Oh yeah, that's future me problems. Right now, me problems is finishing at least the part of Austria, because I just looked at the time, we don't have that much left. But yeah, ultimately we left from our next stop, and luckily again, we had someone with us who's quite a good mechanic, because we needed him. Because earlier on our trip, I already mentioned that the car we were driving, which is now ours, it's kind of old. It's a Chrysler Voyager. I'm not that good with cars, but I think Lily said it's from 1999 or something. So, quite old for a car. And yeah. On our trip, he kind of, the car was completely broken, and he fixed it for the move, which was very nice. But on the way to Austria, he was getting some spare parts, telling us we might gonna need them, and we did, because as soon as we left Austria, or tried to leave Austria. We literally made it. I think we started driving after reallocating the weight on both of the trailers. And I think we didn't even made it down the entire street. We just immediately... the car just immediately broke down. And... what am I actually doing? Why am I going up? We can go down. We can loot the place. Lava's gone. Yeah, I was just confused because I went up to level. I don't know. Weird brain stuff. But yeah, we started driving and something was wrong with the gear, and we couldn't switch gears anymore. Or Lily couldn't switch gears anymore. And we were stuck in, I think, the second gear. So we made it down the street until we found a place where we could remain again with the car and the trailer, which again is always quite difficult, as you can imagine. But yeah, basically there was this I don't know, this piece of rubber holding the gear in place, I think, and that just ripped apart. And that was precisely the part Lystad got as a security for the move. Just, I think, literally a day earlier, we got that part. And then it broke down. And it was exactly that part we need. Fuck. Ah! Okay, we're not dead. So yeah, again, being lucky whilst being unlucky. I don't know how the phrase is called in English. There's a phrase in German where you say something like that. But oftentimes those phrases don't make any sense if you translate them. But you get what I mean. Anyway. Fuck off. I mean, your stupid magic. I hate you. I hate you. And all of your kind. Should have waited. Now, regardless. See, it's good that I kindled the fire and then I used humanity when I could. However, it actually, this time, it wasn't that bad because it was quite an easy fix. You basically just had to open the cover up for the gears, then you had to replace the piece of rubber, and then, you know, it works again. Piece of rubber, it's like probably the wrong phrase, but I really don't know how to call it, if I'm honest. Yeah, sometimes I still have issues with English too, but I told you guys, technically not a native speaker, even if I'm proud of my English, and if I'm half English. But I wasn't raised there, so I think it's just fair. Okay, okay, so yeah, it was quite an easy fix, but again, obviously, it just took a lot of time again, and you have to imagine all of those things, you have to add them, and all together, what was meant to be a few days is becoming even more than a week, and yeah. But ultimately, like I said, it was an easy fix. We continued and made it past Austria. And finally, at least, arrived in Italy. So, that's already the first big part of the Odyssey. But I think, overall, if you include... Oh, shit. If you include the things that happened after we got here, we're not even halfway there. So, yeah, but I think that's also gonna conclude all of the stuff I'm gonna mention in the first episode of the Odyssey. Because there's only, like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore you guys, loot something, and then I'm gonna end the episode because we're already there. Okie doke. I mean, they are slow anyway. Are you gonna wake up? Not sure. Apparently not. You can stay there. They are not that difficult on their own, but I'm not sure how fast those worms catch up with me. So yeah. So much for that. Alright. Again? Why is it always them? But if I remember correctly, I could lure you into the lava, because you should not have resistance, and therefore die. That's looking very good. Thank you. Okay. The problem is, we don't have the ring that makes us capable of walking over lava. So we're only gonna be able to loot a few of the things, because I don't want to push my luck at the moment. Wait, wasn't there at least one item over here? Okay. Apparently I remembered wrong. I mean, we can go a little further down, but not too much. I'm not gonna go inside the boss area of the technically centipede. Practically, who knows what it's gonna be, but without the ring, it's kind of annoying. Because it just, I mean, it happens sometimes that we accidentally step into the lava. Because it's such a narrow space. And again, I don't want to push my luck. You know? So... let's see. Maybe we won't even get that far. I don't know what's gonna... That's the big part of the randomizer, and also the reason I love it is you... even if you know the game inside out, you still don't know what will happen. And it's still a challenge each time you play. So far it seems doable. At least this part. I think we can beat you too, the rat definitely. Something big is beneath us. I don't want to know. Oi! Oi! That's what... okay. Ah, yes. Hello, second Ornstein, or Ornstein of this seed. I think the first one was in the asylum, if I remember correctly. But now we know what's going to be expected down there. And yeah, that's also going to be it for this episode. And yeah, again, thanks for watching very much. If there's any feedback, let me know. And until next time, of the next episode of Randomized Insights. Bye!
If you enjoyed watching that video, I would highly appreciate it if you let me know by a like, dislike, or the comments. Also, if you want to support the channel or watch it grow, I recommend checking out my Patreon. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.